What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and today we have a particularly interesting video that was actually suggested during a live stream Q&A. Now, a fan by Alvarez had posted on the community tab, which, by the way, y'all should pay attention to because sometimes I'll do things like post questions for stream and it'll be free if you post in the community tab. And he had posted, what if Marvel and DC had their own record of Ragnarok, which, if you guys don't know, is a super popular anime slash manga. And I, in particular, found this idea to be amazing. The people tuned into my live stream found it to be amazing. So here we go, launching What If Marvel and DC had their own record of Ragnarok. Shout out to Alvarez. And real quick before we get started, make sure to smash the like button. If you love this idea, if you love this series and you can't wait for the next part to it, make sure to run this up to 200 plus likes, and I will drop, every time y'all hit the like goal for this series, I will drop the next part. And if this series does super well, we will reverse it. We'll do Marvel's Gods versus DC Humans. But let's get into this. We've gone through the beginning and intro enough. This idea is simple. Higher beings from both Marvel and DC escaped their stories, their narratives. They went off, they found the story of Record of Ragnarok to be amazing. They loved it. So much, in fact, they're going to subject their prime universes to the same story. So what's going down? Marvel Universe. Their humans will be wiped out if their champions do not come forth and win the Record of Ragnarok. This is the only way to stave off, essentially, the apocalypse for mankind and Marvel. This is simple. How does the Record of Ragnarok tournament work? Each side gets 13 contestants. 13 human champions, 13 gods or godlike characters from DC. With Marvel competing against DC, it will go round by round basis with the first team to 7 winning the entire thing. Now here's the thing. I will be in this video going over the roster for each side and explaining briefly why I picked them. On top of this, the battles will be random. I have 2 wheels made for DC Gods and Marvel Humans. We will spin them to determine the first matchup, and we will go from there. Each part will go, video-wise, up until a team reaches 3 points. For example, if Marvel happens to roll where 3 of their humans sweep in a video, that would be the video, just those 3 matchups. However, if a series went like 3-2, there would be 5 matchups in that video. We will continue to drop parts in that format until we hit battle win number 7, which concludes the tournament. And if it does super well, like I said, I'll reverse both sides. The humans in Record of Ragnarok get access to a Valkyrie or Divine Weapon. In the Marvel side, we're going to be a little creative with it, and instead of a Valkyrie from Record of Ragnarok, they will be able to select one of the Infinity Stones to use in their battle against the DC God. This is going to be amazing. I'm personally super excited for it. So without further ado, let's review the 13 selected for each side. First off, we have humanity from Marvel. Who is the best of humanity? Who will be representing them? First, we have Captain America. This should have been obvious to you guys. Captain America's selection was pretty obvious. He's one of the most recognized humans to ever exist in Marvel due to his bravery and achievements. Leader of the Avengers, tactical savant, brilliant combatant. Even the gods revere his skill. You give him an Infinity Stone, and in my opinion, a lot of things can happen. Cap was an easy choice. Next, we have Wolverine. Wolverine, while a lot of people call him a jobber, he jobs because he tends to fight everyone in the fucking universe. Wolverine is not scared of shit. He's been around for hundreds of years. He has experience fighting gods, demigods, and everything in between, and he should be more than capable of putting up a formidable fight in this format. Next, we have Black Panther. T'Challa is just as skilled as the other 2 I just mentioned, on top of having his own unique skill set and techniques honed within his isolated country of Wakanda. He is also absolutely brilliant, one of the greatest minds in the Marvel multiverse, and this will come into play as a major factor when accounting for Black Panther. Next up, we have Iska the Unbeatable, one of the newer members to the Marvel caveat of mutants. Iska is absolutely insane because essentially her power is to win. Whatever side Iska is on, whatever she is doing, whatever battle she is in, her side wins. That's her caveat. That's her literal power. To see that go against a god, along with an Infinity Stone being accessed, would be insanely interesting to see, and I can't wait to see who she gets put against. Next, we have, of course, my boy, the Yancey Street legend, the icon, Ben Grimm. Shameless plug, go check out his documentary, Yancey Street Broke My Heart. I recently dropped it. It's an amazing video. I put a lot of time into it. Definitely go check it out. Thank you so much. Love you all. Anyways, getting back to this, Ben Grimm was chosen because he's one of the toughest characters in all of Marvel. He's fought everyone in the universe. He has experience against gods, demigods, abstracts, everything else. He's actually a lot smarter than people give him credit for. And in my opinion, he's an excellent representative for the Marvel humans here. And before anyone asks, I didn't pick Hulk because that it's connected directly to the anti-god or the one below all, as well as his literal god flesh as he currently stands. So I couldn't use Hulk. Just letting you guys know. He'd technically be a god at this point. Next, we have Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi actually has some experience dealing with gods and deities, but not only that, he's one of the most skilled combatants to ever exist in the Marvel multiverse. He's like everyone's go-to for a skill check in Marvel. Even Captain America trains with him. He's insanely talented with all types of weapons as well, and I think he will be formidable on the human side in this tournament. Next, we have Robbie Reyes. Now, Robbie Reyes has the power of this crazy, demonic power, as well as being the All-Rider. When he comes into play here, his capabilities with his Hellfire and his insane hacks makes him one of the greatest defenders possible for humanity. Next, we have Frank Castle. Frank Castle is stepping into the battle with the Beast, the Shadow of God, so to speak. He is someone who is capable of even challenging gods like Ares for the God of War title. He's not only brilliant with killing, he's literally destined to be one of the greatest murderers who ever live. Frank Castle is like Jack the Ripper on steroids. Next, we have Apocalypse. Apocalypse is arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, of mutants. One who is a master of all hacks, has a plethora of abilities, has gotten stronger over the years, and his experience and capabilities makes him more than lethal when going against most gods, for sure. Next, we have Cable. Cable is a character, to me, it appears Marvel has given a lot more buffs over the recent years. He's above Professor X as a telepath. He is an insanely skilled soldier, incredibly hacks. I feel like his versatility and experience is extremely valuable here. Next, we have Juggernaut. Juggernaut is obviously stepbrother to Charles Xavier, Professor X. He is also imbued with the Crimson Gem of Sidorak. This allows him to become basically an avatar of Sidorak and start swinging and banging with anyone. His style and capabilities due to the gem makes him a powerhouse capable of standing up to gods. Next, we have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, former Sorcerer Supreme. He's died before, he's lived before, he's done it all. He's fought gods, demons, hell lords, abstracts, you name it. He's dealt with it. He's seen everything within eternity. His experience with magic, his brilliance, and his techniques will make him more than capable of fending off gods. And lastly, for the Marvel Human team, we have Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom, the brilliant strategist, scientist, leader of Latveria, ruler of Latveria, as well as brilliant magic user and tech savant. Dr. Doom basically has it all you can offer as a Marvel human, plus he's mean as shit. His brilliance, tech, sorcery, access to an Infinity Stone, and overall brilliance makes him downright dangerous and one of the heavy hitters on the Marvel human side. Now that we got humanity's team or roster out of the way, let's see who the DC gods have to offer. Now, first we have Orion. Orion, the Dog of War, was a no-brainer selection, one of the toughest gods DC has to offer. He's a member of the New Gods, and literally brawls with his daddy Darkseid on Tuesdays. He's tough as fuck. Easily one of the best selections on the team. Next, we have his dad that I mentioned, Darkseid. Darkseid, aka Darkseid is, one of the hands of the Great Darkness, is a new god that is constantly trying to take over everything and destroy everything. Darkseid is an absolute monster, has been battling everything within creation for decades, and it'll make him an absolute powerhouse on the god team. Next, we have Zeus from DC. Zeus from DC, in my opinion, gets a lot more time or praise shown in comics than his Marvel counterpart. He's incredibly dangerous, even getting the respect of Spectre. His hacks, reality warping, and cruel nature makes Zeus more than capable of taking down a lot of characters. Next, we have Lightray. A member of the New Gods, this is perhaps one of the most slept on members, as he is absolutely fast, casually blitzing the likes of a mind-controlled Superman, and genuinely being able to keep up with the likes of Orion in combat. I view his speed and tough nature as an invaluable aspect to what he brings to the table. Next, we have Highfather. Highfather, the ruler of New Genesis, one of the greatest of the New Gods, essentially the New Gods version of Zeus, with his staff having access to the Source, tough enough to go against Darkseid and wage war against him. I feel like Highfather is a powerful contender within the series. Next, we have Lucifer, Morningstar. I had to bring out the big dog. Maybe DC's trying to win it. Marvel's trying to win it too. They brought Doom. These boys brought Lucifer. Lucifer constantly going against his boy, the Presence. One of the trickiest characters DC and Vertigo has ever put out, as well as one of the most capable. He is obviously one of the heavier hitters on DC's side. Next, we have Trigon. Trigon, the father of Raven, the father of many demons, and one of the most important Hell Lords within DC Comics. He's too iconic and too much of a Hell Lord / Satan type symbol for them. I had to include Trigon in the mix. It's going to be interesting to see who he potentially matches up with from the Marvel side. Next up is Naran. Now, Naran is another character that has gotten more appearances in recent DC memory, essentially serving as one of the many Hell Lords within DC Comics. He's a trickster, a prankster, an asshole, and an absolute powerhouse, and will make for a very fitting character in this tournament. Next, we have Kalibak, the god that got dropped on his head as a baby, obviously multiple times if you see the way he acts. Son of Darkseid, loves to get down. Absolute brawler. Yes, he's an idiot, but he's also tough as nails. He'll brawl with anyone, and he's extremely aggressive. He is going to be a menace depending on his matchup, or he could be a jobber. We'll see what fate holds for Big Kalibak. Next, we have DC Ares. Unlike Marvel Ares, who has caught the reputation of a jobber, DC Ares doesn't suffer from the same fate. He typically gets the respect of other characters. He also contends with powerhouses, tends to brush off attempts from like Wonder Woman to brawl. His arsenal, hacks, and nature makes him extremely dangerous in this tournament. Next, we have Black Racer. Now, Black Racer is someone that will actually scare a lot of characters because, quite simply, he is almost like the death of gods. He appears when gods are dying, appears when pretty much all conceptual beings are dying. His nature, his intensity, his ability to deliver death, Black Racer will be extremely terrifying to deal with in this tournament. Next on the list, we have Spectre. Spectre, aka the Wrath of God, was one I picked for this list because he really has a one-track mindset, delivers the justice of God or the wrath of God, and fighting for the gods in this version might make him extremely dangerous, given his abilities as the Wrath of God. Now, lastly on the list, we have Necron. Necron, is a character who is obviously responsible for one of the crazier DC events. On top of this, his powers as a Black Lantern essentially are a god of that, even allowed him to annoy and straight up ignore the likes of Spectre. This is incredibly dangerous. Necron will be quite formidable, and it's going to be fun as shit to see who he goes up against in the Marvel human side. Now, with both rosters explained and highlighted, let's go ahead and get into spinning the wheel. Let's see what the first round matchup will be in the next part to this series.
Okay, so now we are going to roll for the Marvel humans. Let's see what we got. Ooh, it's gonna be close. We got Wolverine. And then on the DC side, we have. Uh-oh. No, Ron. Alright. Well, that's it. As you guys see, Wolverine with an Infinity Stone versus Naran is first round battle for the upcoming series. I had a ton of fun doing this. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about this style of video and series. We're expecting several parts. So yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.